Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to another weekly market forecast. I am Yemi, and I'm market analyst at FX Pro. And this is brought to you proudly by FX Pro. Happy New Week, everyone. And starting from the fundamental outlook on forexpatrick.com, we have from Monday to 19th December 2025 the fundamental outlook in the market. Starting from the Monday 15th December, we have the Canadian dollar coming up with the CPI monthly by monthly to 30 p.m. Nigerian time. Tuesday has the biggest high momentum outlook in the market, starting from the GBP to euro, they are all high impact news, and we have the most of these on Tuesday, ranging to the US dollar buy, that's 3:45 p.m. as the last one for the day, which is the flash service PMI, the flash manufacturing PMI as well on the US dollar. On the Wednesday, we have the £10 and NZD coming up on this, and the CPI and GBP consecutively. On Thursday, we also have more impact news, but I think the Tuesday is more than that of the Thursday. And this ranges from the £10 monetary policy, also the Governor Bailey will be speaking. Euro also have a monetary policy statement, 15 p.m. Nigerian time. CPI news is coming up with the US dollar 2.50 p.m. Nigerian time. Unemployment claims also will follow that, which we have core CPI as a tentative on the US dollar coming up 2:45 p.m. Nigerian time. And also that's when the ECB press conference will be holding, and that is 2:45 p.m. Nigerian time. On Friday, we have also increasing fundamental outlook on JPY as BOJ policy rate to be coming up, and that's also tentative. And simply with that, it means this week we have a lot of impact on fundamentals. So let's show caution. Going straight into the technical, and let's see what we have in there. Last week was a good one, and currently this is on DXY. On the weekly time frame perspective, we can see that last week was also a bearish momentum. It's just heading back to the weekly demand zone, and with that outlook, therefore, it means we might still be expecting a little bit of sell before we have the buy into this range. My focus always has been on this level based on the perspective of what the market has shown so far. So in the past 3 weeks, we'll be having a bearish momentum, which is understandable after a series of buy, the retracement, speculation of buy, and the rest of that. So this stay holds on bias in the market. There's always time going to the very kind of perspective. This is what I'm having here on the daily, expecting this to happen. More bullish momentum for where the market is right now, or we have a little bit of, like I said, to a level like this, and then Monday, Tuesday, let's see how the market move into this range, possibly. And if that happens, I'll be joyful to see more bullish momentum signal from here. And if that happens, then I'll be looking for the market to buy, take out this previous side right here, and then withdraw. I'll expect the market to move into this range before I look for itself from here. So today, I'm just looking at what the market will do. And on the 4-hour time frame perspective, what do we have? Do we really have anything that looks like that? I will still be looking for that buy momentum. There's no repetition here, okay? So I'll just be waiting for this to happen. Our 4 time frame is just the same information I have for you. And like I said, no repetition, so I said before, just into this range and then we bounce. And more so, we've been seeing this rejection right here, which I still love the market because of this. Like we have the momentum shifted this level, and this is a little bit. The momentum is not much for the bulls, okay? So that's why I'm expecting the market to actually stick on a little bit into more proper demand zone before we have it back. So right there, this is what I'm expecting. And overall, I want to see the price into this range, even on what for time perspective before we sell off. That is that. On here US dollar, let's see what we have on the weekly. Also the fast. Sorry, I'm not on my base, so just trying to do this very quickly. So on the weekly time perspective, we have this going on over time, and this is the general outlook I was expecting to see the price getting here later on in the future, probably that will be next thing. And then this is on the weekly time frame perspective. I mean, if you check the weekly time frame, nothing really much is going on that we have a bullish momentum energy there. And on the daily, let's see what that means on daily. We really have an opportunity for a trade here. Yeah, it's still looking bullish. If you check the trend line analysis, it's going to show you that we have a bullish range right here. And with that outlook, therefore, it means we might just be waiting to see the price doing something like this into this range, and we have more bullish momentum shifting the price into this level. And that means we may have something like this to the upside rather. Let me just take this out. So I'm going to zoom in now. I just have something like this in the market. This is an area of value. This is a fair value gap zone. And last trading day of the week, which was Friday, there's nothing really much in the market on the daily candle. So that also means a significant holding in the market, and let's see how that goes. So for me personally, I'll be looking for the price to react this way because even if we go to lower time frame, like 4 hour time frame perspective, let's see what we have in there. On the 4 hour time frame perspective, bring out your trend line, and when you draw your trend line, I'm coming. I want to do something here. So this is a trend line level here, and also this is a trend line level, all right? So if you go with this, you're going to realize that the market is actually bouncing up and down within this trend line range. And at 50% of that zone is also good level for us to look for a buy. So within this range right here, if you're not looking at where I was looking, at least there's another range for you right here. So I'm just sharing perspective, whichever that works for you. All right. So also this is a level here. So you can have the price coming back into here, sitting here, and then we have a bullish run overall going there. So with this outlook, therefore, I'm looking for more bullish momentum, even on 4 hour time frame perspective. But like I said, this is a 4 hour time frame, and at the same time, I can shift my engine here on 4 hour time frame. That's fair value gap level has been tapped already. So this leads to more fitting on the 4 hour time frame perspective. But to go to the daily time frame perspective, we have a fair value gap zone that we can work with, which is sitting just right here. So whichever works for you, it is absolutely fine. Basically, that is the output for this one. Going forward, let's move to the next one we have. And even on the 1 hour time frame perspective, let me show something quickly. On 1 hour time frame perspective, for venture, if we have more bearish momentum that beat this level, of course, that is not the new thing. It is fine. This is another zone here. We have a demand level here, which we can also for the price to come into, which is also a very good one, as you can see the level height here. So this is a very good one too. We can expect the market to come into here and we move up from here. So let's see how the market will play this out. And I'm just trying not to waste too much time on detailing these, but this is what it is anyways. Now quickly let's go to the next one, which is the GBP pounds US dollar. On GBP pounds US dollar too, if you can see carefully, we've had this one over the time. We've had how the market has significantly moved, and we're expecting the price to actually get here at some point. So currently we have the bullish range on the weekly time frame perspective for the past few weeks we've buying. Our bias remains bullish on this one particularly. On the daily time frame perspective, what do we have on the daily? Well, this is what I have for last week. My projection for last week is to see more buy, and look at it. It actually bought and look at it. It has done over 100 pips in that direction. So far so well, this is still looking bullish for us on the daily time frame perspective. On the 4 hour time frame, let's see what we have in there. We will have a potential buy. Yes, this is still looking bullish. Look at my projection for last week. Look at my projection. They sell into the range and buy and retracement and buy. So currently for this week, what do we have? I'm still looking for more bullish momentum here on the 4 hour time frame perspective. All I have to say is I'll be waiting for it to happen at a lower time frame, at a lower price level, not really too low, but around here, anywhere around this level here. So what I want to do first is bring out this one, which is your trend line analysis, and also take something like this upside. We see that we are in a lower band of this trend line range, and you can tell that it will be just be good. We have a little bit of sell momentum because I was referring to, and we have a buy, we have all of that happening, and bounce off and off and up. So with that outlook, therefore, I'll be looking for more bullish momentum on this one particularly, to the price shift to this previous high level here. And that is the outlook I've been waiting for. And also at the end of the year, so I'm trying to be cautious at the same time. That is what I'm looking at for this one. There's no long talk on it. And usually US dollar, nothing is really important here. On the weekly time frame is messy, the daily is messy, and look at it. At the beginning of the year, this is where I was expecting the price to actually get into. I said it was going to be messy, but it could get there. And with the beginning of the energy sector, so far so well, nothing is really happening now. Daily time frame, nothing is really happening. On the daily, I won't be waiting for this again. This is long push already, and this is where we caught this from. If you were or you've been on the channel and been watching the outlook, this was 52 pips. I've been waiting for this daily time frame to play out for a long time. It has played out, of course, yes, yeah. And if I have anything to say with this one, I'll only be waiting to see a buy momentum, even on 4 time frame. It's just to see a buy momentum, but not from where it is right now. I'll be looking for a lower time frame perspective. I'll be going to a place like this. I think something like here is fine for me. Okay, I'll be looking for a place like this. If the price bounce back, if it comes to this price level here, yes, I'll be looking for it. But apart from that, I will just watch it, just like as usual. You know how we do it. As usual, we wait for it. It will take a week, it takes 2 weeks, it takes a month, anytime it gets there. And this will be an output for me. So, but eventually, this happens, yeah, this is what I'll be taking. So not really much on this one particularly. We're done with this event, so I'm taking it out. I'm done with that one. And that's the past glory. So 262 pips because it's nice, smooth move. And the stop loss there was very minimal. Nothing is not really worth much at all. And the NZD US dollar, yes, this has completed our zone, the entire range that we expected, this high price level. It has broken there. But last week I was expecting the price to bounce into here before we have a head up. But then so far so well, the price not bouncing here, but we have the price actually taking out the previous side because the projection on this one remains bullish as well as you can see. It's a bullish range right here. So let's go to the weekly, monthly, weekly time frame perspective. I'm going to take out my previous whatever it is. So on the weekly, this is what we had here. When we call this sell from here, we call the buy too, because it's for the good. And I share that you can check the outlook. Series of videos I've posted before now. You check the time and check the dates. You get to confirm that. So far for the past 3 months, we've been having bullish momentum, and of course, yes, the bullish momentum remains steady because the bulls are much aggressive. And right here, we're taking out this previous side level of weekly time frame, expecting the price to actually still buy more. All right, and let's go to the daily time frame quickly, and let's see what we have on the daily. We've seen significant push into this range over the time. We've seen how the market has moved from there. Okay, let me take this back. How the price has moved significantly and pushed out of this range completely. So by the time now, we are just around here, seeing the price moving Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Thursday and Friday actually rejected this on the weekly after breaking, which is normal. But with this momentum now, I'm still expecting more bullish momentum with this. Yes, I'm still expecting more bullish momentum. So we might likely just be resuming with a bullish momentum on this one particularly. And on 4 time perspective, let me just share with you. This here there was my last week projection. So I'm trying to see where it was so you can see as well. This was where the market was of the last week. I was expecting it bouncing here before we have it back. My projection was to stay by overall, but the price is not bounce here, but we have it by overall regardless. So for this week, taking out this one particularly, at some point I was expecting the price to actually get in. You see, I just deleted. This was the previous I deleted. I was waiting for price to bounce above it and retest over it and sit on it. And that's exactly what happened. Bounce above it, sit over it, that's a reject, and continue buying. And this was the next target for a buy, right? And if you check that, that was more than 100 pips in the market. So currently, what we have here is more of a bullish momentum. This is much of a range, but then ideally, like I said, this is the level I'll be looking for in the future. If the price will be bouncing down anytime soon in the future, this is where I'll be buying from. This looks so good, right? And the risk management is very, very good also. And on the daily time frame perspective, not really much here anyways. On the daily time frame perspective, we just have more bullish momentum. We have more bullish momentum. But eventually, if we're going to the same as well, this is what I'll be expecting a buy again in the future. But currently, as it is, as it stands, just expecting what I'll be expecting more bullish momentum right here to target the next high. So long we have our, we have this happening here. Though it's very tricky right now though, because if we're expecting more, we're expecting more momentum on the DXY to be an upward momentum, then this guy should actually be of the sell. We should expect more sell on it. But let's see how the price moves. Everything has been tricky with the DXY now. So this will complete a cycle right here. This will be a complete cycle right here. And if that should be the case, that means we'll be expecting more of the bearish momentum on the DXY. So let's just be clear. Let's see how the price move and then we know what to do. Venture, we see the price just dipping down a little bit, but right here, this is more of a bullish momentum signal. So on 4 time perspective too, this is what it means because we're looking at. And yes, so that being said, it's a very good one. It's a very good one. So before we have all of these buy momentum, that means DXY must actually sell to a level. And that is the part that we're expecting DXY to sell a little more into the weekly demand zone before we have the other energy. So let's just see how it moves. Let's see that weakness on DXY. So this can buy, but this looks good right here. Okay, the next one we have is the USDCAD. Okay, nothing really much on USDCAD. I just want to be clear on that. So on the weekly time frame perspective, on the weekly time frame, this is what we have here on the weekly. On the weekly time frame, yes, this was the level we're expecting. I think I do have this level sometimes to get the previous size level, but leave that for now. Now, look at this is the band of the higher price level the market has hit over the time. And if you check the lower time frame for the lower band, you see that it's a trend line which has shifted significantly in the market to a level. And what did it shift to? Go to the daily time frame, let's find it out. On the daily time frame perspective, I marked this out last week, expecting the price to bounce in there, and we want to see a buy for here. So for last week, market did not bounce up to where I was expecting it to bounce to. before we have a sell. So significantly, we have the sell about 120 something pips into this range, which was the last week analysis. And so far, I'm taking it out, and also I'm taking it out because market did exactly that. But what I expected is to complete the buy momentum, which I put here. So if you're on this trade and you've not been hit, all I would say is to increase your risk a little bit to what you can afford to risk in the market. So you can do that from daily time perspective, but we'll be looking for more bullish momentum right here on this one, USDCAD. The price is currently sitting at my projection for last week. So all I have to say here is, look at this. Can you see that? All I have to say is I'm still waiting for the price to move significantly to the upside. And that means I'll be expecting the price to get to a level I did before I have for that reaction. In fact, this should be here. And I think this is what I'm saying in the market. So let's be clear. Don't let me take this out so you don't. Okay, so let's be clear. This is what I'm expecting. You can, if you're not in this trade yet, you can yes just increase your own to what you can fit in with. All right, your risk management is there, so I don't know what you're risking, but definitely not too much anyways, because this is the zone I'm targeting. All right, and if the price is here, I'm just expecting more bullish momentum to the price gets there. When price gets here, I'll be looking for a sell regardless, but I will see how the market will have control before I look for a sell, and if that should play out. The current market price to this level will be about 180 pips on average. Okay, give or take 150 pips here for a grab, and let's see how the market comes out for the week. And that is USDCAD. USDJPY, not really much here. Check this 4 time frame. Well, market has not gotten there. This is what I was expecting the price to get into. If the price actually gets here, let me see. This will be bearish momentum on the DXY. If that happens, then this is how I'm expecting it to play out on the USDJPY. Okay. And peradventure, if the price will be taken out, what if the price take out the entire range here and it does the sell-side liquidity, meaning if the price actually does something like this, I'm coming. This information. Okay, good. Um, I'm coming. If the price actually do something like this, what are we going to do? It's fine, fantastic. If you just take out some traders, stop losses, and then bounce back for a buy. So this is the zone I'm actually expecting, but this can happen. You can have the market sweep out this low before buying, but this is the level I'm expecting. And that's the current market price. Will be how many pips in total? Will be about 200 and something pips in total. It will take a while, but this is USDCAD. So it's actually nothing to the pair. That is that and that. Daily time perspective on this one, not really showing anything much. Expecting the buy to get into this range over time, but it has not. It has shifted and failure to right here. So like I can expect is to see the price actually shifting a little bit more, then we have a buy later. So with that outlook, therefore, not very much. I think we'll still be back during the week. We'll talk more about it. But we have a range here, and this is a complete cycle. And let's see how the market will do that before the price actually hits here for the future. So that being said, if we work for our time frame, we're going to realize that this is exactly what we still have there. So I'm not trying to figure out anything here. The market is in between a demand and a supply zone. So let's see how the market play out. That's the point. On the USDCHF, nothing really interesting here. But then if we look at it critically from what is coming here, we might have a little bit of consideration for a buy momentum before we have a sell momentum into that range, right? We might have just look for the opportunity in the right place this way. And then from here, maybe looking for buy, maybe thinking about the buy momentum. So basically, we've been here before, we've been tapped twice into this range, right? And also we are looking at it again. So if we have something like this, it's very interesting to see how the price will get in here again. Can you see the week out again? And eventually we have the price coming back into that same level where we week out open time. So that is very possible. And let's see how the market is going to react to this one. I don't want to really talk more about it. But when the price gets here, I want to see sell. And I miss all of that before it gets within this range. We're going to determine what to do with this outlook. But for now, let's just wait for the market to buy off from here. And with that information, let's see how we can make money from this level down. That's why it's something to about 40 something pips to the top of 37, 35. Can you see that? So let's see how that goes. And that is on USDCHF. Okay, jumping briefly on the nothing on this one particularly. Okay, look at the GBPUSD I told you last week, right? Like, if the price actually have to break the previous high level here, that's when I'll be interested in this. Now, currently has broken it and fantastic. So I want to see if resting below that high zone. If that happens, then we'll be having a fantastic bearish momentum on GPY. GBPUSD. Look at this. All right, so I really have the projection right here ahead of time, and I want to see that you see the regional of the range, right? So I want to see the price sitting just resting below this level. This is a high level, this dotted line. The price rests below it, then we're going to analyze it again. We'll talk about the sell more, but my projection has been here over the weeks. I'm expecting this to just happen. This happened over 2 weeks thereabout. I talk about it that I'm not interested, I'm not interested, I'm not interested. Okay, so this guy actually came to our level where we want to buy from. Yes, we bought 110 pips in our favor. We went back to the range. I have no business with this one again. And GBP pounds AUD, no clear information from this since a few weeks now. I have no clear information on that. So this one particularly, this is good. On weekly time frame on gold, seriously, it's been a very long bullish momentum. My projection is the same. Like I tell you, I won't join the sell if I've been a bullish momentum, but right here is whether having a more reliable demand zone where the market can actually come into before we have a buy in the future. This is it here on daily or weekly time frame perspective. This is the price level. So I'm not touching it. On daily time frame perspective, this is still looking the same. This is what we have here. And we have a zone, a structure like this here, where it looks good for the market to come into before we have a buy momentum, a buy opportunity. And as you can see, it did pull down a little, it pulled back a little, went back to the price level, which is also a supply level. And now we're having a reduction in the momentum over time, higher high broken, higher high taken, higher high as an higher loose movement. But currently, what are we having on daily time frame? You can feel this level, which might actually have, it might actually cause, attract a bearish momentum in the market like this. So far, so well. If you look at what we have, I'm just going to draw it out first of all, then we trade the market back to it. Okay, at this price level, it's not too late like what we've been looking for, but it's a bit like what we have been seeing over time. Okay, it's more of what we have seen, what we've related with. So basically, if the price actually still moving to this range, yes, we can expect a bit of sell momentum right there. Actually, the sell is very, very, very risky. I'm not going to lie, it's very risky. Otherwise, I would actually be waiting for the price to break above here and whatever level we have here as a demand zone. Yes, the price will rotate, and the next thing we have more bullish momentum entering the new year. So this is also possible. Don't be surprised. This is very, very also possible. Let's see how the market will react. But technically, yes, it's looking more like we might have the price hitting this level. This is okay. This is one scenario. Okay, let's have the market will react. Anyways, this is the one scenario. Then the other scenario is having the price doing this, a little of this, and then dancing down like this. This is also very possible. But I would have loved that the price actually hits here. So this is a very tricky one for me too. Seriously, it's a very tricky one. I would have loved that the price comes here, but this is not too mixed. But I would have loved the price coming here and give us the same momentum. Apart from that, if that is not happening, since the price got there close to it and it pushed down aggressively, then that means I'll be looking for another zone, which is a fair value gap right here. That's actually we can use for an entry right there, something like this. But of course, yes, the previous low was taken out, so we know exactly what we're doing. The previous low was taken out here. After that, I was created. Then it's okay if we wait for the price to do this and then lower. And I think this is more of a probability for me. So basically, if we want to do this with lower time for perspective so that the risk management can be on point, we don't have to use too much. And then everything you're seeing right there is a trend line liquidity see the price bouncing off on that over time. So that can tell you more about what we should be expecting. So let's just wait not too much. Let's wait and ride to this level if this is happening. But this looks more like what we should be expecting for the week on the gold perspective. This is it. Okay, now let's go to the next one, which is BTCUSD. Okay, this guy last week I was expecting it to still do more of a bullish momentum, bearish momentum at some point, but let's just go straight to the point. There's no time. On this one particularly, weekly time frame analysis, we have the price sitting down here at 90,358. But trust me, I'm expecting the price to actually take out this previous low because I have the weekly demand level, which is right here, and this is at this level. Okay. So with the outlook I'm looking at right here, I'll be waiting for the price to do something like this, do something like this before we have a buy. So yeah, this is what I'll be looking at. A sell out of this range and then the price coming in here, then we have a buy sitting in front of us. So if we go to lower time frame, I'll just be repeating what I've said already on this weekly time perspective. But this is my outlook anyways. This is what I'm looking at on BTCUSD as well. And it looks good. Let's see how the market will play out. I was expecting the price to, if it's going to buy, we're going to sell up here. But the price is not doing that, so I can take it out or leave it regardless. But this week information is clear, all right? Expecting a sell into this range overall before we have a buy. Next year openings might actually do this magic. But let's see how the price goes for the week, and let's see the daily, the first 2 days of this week. Let's see how it moves. It's going to shape a lot about what we're doing in the market for the week and for the month. All right, thank you very much for watching. This is the outlook for this week, and in the course of the week, I'll be visiting. I'll be checking this again. Talk about Primo first, and let's see how this goes for us. I wish you the best. Through proper risk management and enjoy the rest of the week. Bless you, and have a wonderful week ahead of you. Bye for now.